G'day everyone, welcome to another episode of Wineback Wednesday, and today I am tasting our newly released 2025 Houdini Adelaide Hills Sauvignon Blanc. The Houdini is is the introduction to the Smidge portfolio. We have a handful of wines in the range, including obviously the Sauvignon Blanc from the hills, and Houdini is named after our very elusive eldest daughter. She's now 20 years old, but she was walking at a young age, about 8-9 months of age, and running shortly after, and had a knack of just disappearing and still can't sit still. She loves running and exercising and whatever. So her name is Eliza. We didn't call her Houdini, obviously. And so this is from a vineyard up in Oakbank, which is a central part of the Adelaide Hills. Adelaide Hills is about 80 kilometres long and about 15-20 kilometres wide, sort of running north-south, and then obviously the narrow section through east-west. And Oakbank is part of the central location and a very, very cool part of the Adelaide Hills. So we picked it in the cool of the night and picked it up shortly after and brought it straight to the winery, into the press, and pressed off very gently. And we utilised the free run component for this wine, and it was fermented in stainless steel and fermented to dryness, and then I left it on yeast lees for about 4.5 months, just to add a bit of texture to the wine, just a bit of weight. Years ago, up until 2015, I utilised a bit of barrel ferment component to add that bit of texture and a little bit of length, and just filled in the potholes as such on the palate, and just gave it a bit more to it. It was only ever sort of around that 10-20% then, but since then we've just been leaving on yeast leaves, and it still gives us no stirring, just let it sit there, and obviously that slow autolysis character comes through. Not overly creamy, but just adds a little bit of weight, and just creates probably a bit more length in the palate, and just gives another dimension to it. So without further ado, let's give it a go. Lovely pale straw with green hue to it. Lovely lift. It's Sauvignon Blanc historically has a character which is methoxypyrazine in it, which is that lovely herbaceous character to it. Often can come in the guise of cut grass, like a lot of the New Zealand wines are more cut grass and green capsicum more so, whereas this is a bit more. It's got that element of that's more peas, sort of fresh baby peas. So it's got that greenness element to it, but not overly intense and in your face as some other cooler places like New Zealand often have that component. There's also some nice bath salts, some citrus notes. So yeah, bath salts and sort of talky sort of notes. Lovely lift. And really fresh and inviting. And on the palate, a lovely acidity, freshness, that herbaceous note, and sort of it is a little bit cut grass and pea-like on the palate, so snow peas. There's lovely citrus flavours as well, lovely length. It's not necessarily creamy, but you can just feel that. There's a little bit of texture through it, and it just comes through and kicks the palate out, really brings that acid and flavour through together, and quite refreshing. It's a bit cooler today and a bit of rain, but obviously we've got the spring, and summer is on its, or spring is very well and truly here, but summer is on its way, and hopefully a bit of warmth, but one for the luncheon table through the warmer months. There we are. The 2025 Houdini Adelaide Hills Sauvignon Blanc. Thanks for listening.